Hey everybody, it's with Gun Barrel Coffee. Just me today. Brian's up at his lake cabin, taking care of the pier, putting the boat away, doing all that fun stuff for his summer cabin, winter wising, winter white, whatever that word is. Getting his place winterized. That's what I'm looking for. So I'll be able to take some questions if there's any. Be more than happy to take some. So if you got something for me, I'll take comments. I'll take on special guests if anybody wants to come on. Let me see if I can get. How do you do that again? You copy this to the clipboard. So I don't mind having people on here. Let's see. Do this, and then you paste, and then I can have you on. Oh, wait a second. What is this? Yeah, I guess we'll do it also on what's this thing? YouTube Live. Oh, sorry, I didn't bring my coffee cup with me. Let me go grab that real quick. Let me get in a little something more comfortable. All right. So if anybody's got anything they want to talk about, send me a comment or come on the show. More than talk to you, debate you, whatever you want to do. I'm not going to know everything, and there's things I do know, just enough to be dangerous, right? That's where we're all at. Oh, so what we got? Well, last week was a really good show for us, doing the World War II days up in Rockford at the Midway Village. Met a lot of awesome people. Some people we met from years before of doing World War II reenactment. A lot of prior service. There's these great guys there, all retired Navy submariners. And they were just telling us a bunch of great stories. I mean, one guy was telling us that him and his crew, which were cooks, had to paint a certain part of the ship. So they went there and they said they painted it all. And then I guess the engineers came back down there to the engine room and went to touch the paint, and it's still wet. I said, "Hey, what the hell did you guys do?" "Well, we painted the room like you told us to, right?" And they said, "Well, the paint's still tacky." Like, "Well, we painted it, it's been hours. Should have dried up by now." But they forgot to add the hardener. And as his excuse was, I'm just a cook, right? Just like anybody's like, "I'm just a mechanic. That's all I do." Well, your vehicle is not running right. We're just mechanics, right? But excuses in the military are like assholes. Everybody's got one. What else? Mike Spivak, he's up in Indiana, right? If I remember correctly. You're up there doing a show. You're just a blank. What then? Yeah. As everybody knows, you become real Indianapolis. He's at the show down there. So if you're in the Indianapolis area, go see Mike. He has all your ammo, MRE, ammo cans, ammo needs that you can count on. This guy can find you anything you need in quantities undisclosed people that he finds stuff from. Stout Field, the National Guard Armory in Indianapolis. That's where he's at. I know Core Spice is doing a show today. They're probably doing 2 or 3. Red Glare, I'm not sure about Red Glare if they're doing any shows. Alpha Outpost, always check them out on their website. You got the Patriot Popcorn people. Mike and John, or John and Mike, go check them out. They got some really good popcorn. And what else? I don't know. I mean, give me something, throw something at me. I'll talk about anything. If you're looking down here, I don't know what this live views comments are showing up on live stream. It's not blah, blah, blah. Show up. I wish I get rid of this little screen thing because I don't need to see it. Why is this on here? I mean, yes, I see there's comments here. Brian's not there. So, oh, yes, as I said, Mike, in the beginning, Brian's not here because he's at his summer cabin, putting stuff away, getting it winterized for the winter. He's got a whole list of stuff he's got to get done. He's going to try to get it all done from last night, today, head home, so you can probably have a Sunday and enjoy with the family. Since we have no shows this weekend, we actually get to enjoy ourselves this weekend for the most part. The whole honeydew list and all that stuff we got to do. Grass, gutters, getting Halloween decorations set up. That time of year again. Oh, I missed the intro. Well, it's Gun Barrel Live. It's Saturday. Gun Barrel Live. So if you guys are looking at this, this is the stern. It's a replica. It's not real. It's nothing real about it. I mean, it's a replica, right? I got that at the at the World War II days. It was a pretty cool replica. We'll have it here at the shop once we get things set up the different way. We'll have a nice setup here, a little better flow. So he's going to shoot the MP5 after the show. 9mm full auto. Oh, talk about the fall flavors. Yes, well, we got middle of October, we'll have the Sergeant Major blend coming out. That's the brandy infused. We'll have apple cider coffee next week. If you haven't tried it, it's a unique taste. It's really good. The wife made it. She does a really good job on that. And then, which is Amanda on here. Slat, what's up, brother? All right, so Mike's going to send me some naughty videos of him shooting the MP5. That's what he means. He'll probably be super hyped up after he does that. And then we got the pumpkin coffee coming out in about another week and a half. Once Amanda makes that, and I get some room in the fridge. Takes a little time to get the stuff. You got to the beans sit in the slurry and then roast it. And so we got a lot of, next weekend we'll have, what is that? Coming into my mind, the flea market, if I remember correctly. The flea market's next weekend, right? Yep, flea market. So that would be a good time. We'll be at the Kane County Flea Market. Saturday noon to 5, and then Sunday 8 to 3, if I remember correctly. At the King County, right there on Randall Road. Free samples as usual. Today was a busy day at the shop. Could not believe the last 2 days, like Friday and Saturday, has been busy. So, so next week there's going to be quite a bit of roasting going on. For the whole month of October is going to be busy for us. So we can't complain about that, right? And yeah, so if you ever had the Sergeant Major, it's a brandy infused. We always tell people, try it first without any, just try it plain, and then just add some sugar to it. Add a little sugar or your favorite sweetener, and it really brings out the flavor because it's naturally made in a barrel, oak barrel. It's not this fake oil stuff that other coffee companies use. We're doing everything naturally. So of course it takes more time, costs a little bit more money, but $22 a bag, it's not the coffee you're going to drink every day, right? It's going to be the coffee you drink on the weekends. You and your significant other, loved one, whatever, just sipping on that coffee, having one of those on a Saturday or Sunday morning and just getting that really good flavor out of it. I think Slayton, are you still up there in Nevada? And have you seen any of the fires up there? So I heard there was a fire up there by where you're staying at. by is it the Grand Tetons, if I remember correctly. What else? And the apple cider, it's got a really good, that was actually a mistake she came up with, but it turned out really good and people really like it. And now the whole rage is for fall is apple cider. So this one here, got a little cream, sugar, beautiful. You put a little cream and sugar in the pumpkin one, tastes like you're having a pumpkin pie. All right, and it's all natural. So yeah, I mean, anybody who wants to come on, I'm more than happy. As I said, I think it should be up there. I'll put it up there again in the comment section. As you know, we're doing it on Instagram, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. But I mean, I want to talk. I'll just see what's going on. Well, everybody knows about the border, what's going on there. And all of a sudden today, there's nobody under the bridge. Instantly just went away, right? What do they do with all the people? Let's just say that this administration is just one big F up after another. Nothing good about it. Yeah, as she said, yes, we're going to do on October 9th. We'll be doing 2 events. Brian will be at the Burgoo near Ottawa, Illinois. So not this coming weekend, but the following weekend, he'll be at the Burgoo Fest. If you don't know what the Burgoo Fest is, originally, Burgoo is what they used to eat back in the day, and they still do. I think some people do. That is raccoon, right? Raccoon meat. Never had it. Oh, I was planning on going down there. I was trying to see if I could go and have some. I don't mind trying anything once. I've had rat and snake and dog and cat, all in Korea. Well, snake was here in the States, but dog and cat, yeah, in Korea, yes. You know, after you drink a bunch of soju and you're going out with your friends, you'll eat anything. And the Sergeant Major will be available online. We'll probably have like 30 to sell online because we only make about 80 or 90 bags of that. We just don't have the space to make bigger barrels here yet. And plus barrels are pretty expensive, but we'll get there one day. But it's really, really good coffee. And then of course, in the summertime, we have, we're testing out this cherry whiskey coffee. So I'm experimenting with that. So it's just a small batch we're going to make and see how that tastes, do a little taste testing and then save the recipe and get that in the summertime. Rum is a big one we have in the summertime. We call it, what we call that one? Captain Jack rum coffee. And then we do the Officer's Blend in the spring, which is a bourbon, really good. Same thing. Try it without any sugar and then try it with some sugar. Anything that has the alcohol in it really needs to have a little sugar to it, because what is alcohol? Alcohol is a sugar. So just add a little sugar. It really kicks up the taste. And, just seeing the people's faces, like they try it and then tell them, add some sugar. And they're like, what? Just add a little sugar. And their face is like, oh my gosh, like just seeing the light, this little light of mine. If anybody who's ever been smoked before, you know what that is, right? You put your hands out and sing to a light while you're getting smoked. Mike said the country's shutting down on October 1st. Mike, stop being so negative. Just like in Kelly's Hero, stop being that negative person, right? You haven't heard the truckers are going to stop trucking. I've heard something about that. They were going to do what that September 27th, they were talking about, I don't know, doing something like that. Truly, I mean, without truckers, hauling freight, will mess up the country. Even for just a couple of days, you'll have supply lines being all messed up. But I mean, you think about it, what truckers do and what gets railhead, right? So stuff go on the rails, but they still have to be delivered by truck. And plus the prices of everything going up. You got all these ships out there at these ports just hanging out, waiting for prices to increase. You can't find shirts. We're having troubles finding shirt. Even hats. Some of the shirts were getting done already had to change 2 different colors. Still the same gray, but gray is becoming hard to find. Gray and white, if I remember correctly. Black is still pretty much available in shirts. We sold a crap ton of shirts. I mean, I don't know how many. I think probably close to 60, 70 shirts in the past 3-4 weeks. Because when you're growing, people like your product. They're supporting you. They're wearing your shirt. More people get to see it. So hopefully we'll have some shirts in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Taking some time. Our hats. We sold a lot of hats. Had to order more hats. The gun barrel hats. And my Instagram camera thing fell. I don't know what happened. Somebody hit it, fell over. So I got to go fix this real quick. Or all you're seeing is, well, a good picture of the coffee. So I don't know. Let's see what's going on with this thing. So let me point this. See, it's hold on. I'm still trying to. I don't know if it fell. Had a little accident. Let's see how good that holds up. Went from the top to the bottom. All right, I'm back again. Figure it out. Yeah, I just figured it out. I believe it's tight like a tiger. So yeah, our dependency on foreign nations shouldn't be this dependent. We used to have so much that was made here. I mean, you had your textiles all on the Northeast and East Coast back in the day. A lot of your manufacturing in the Midwest, which is pretty much bye-bye stuff. I mean, gone. I worked in the factory for years, a total of 11 years. And you just slowly see from the time I started back in 91 till, my break period of 7 years in the Army, and then back to the factory and then laid off. Just what used to be like 500 people working there, and then I get back, there's only 300 people working there, and then I think there's only like maybe 100 people working at the factory now because it got automated, right? The more automation, less people you need. I get that corporations like to make the money. Do they spread the love on most of these corporations? No. The spread the love is mostly to people in the hierarchy areas, right? Your office people, high ups, VPs, because they did such a great job of getting rid of people. We're not going to make our 20%. Let's get rid of 10 people today, which is shitty to do because this is, your factory workers and stuff like that are your middle-class people, right? And your middle-class people are just going away. Either you're on the top tier or in the lower tier, nothing in the middle, right? I guess tier wouldn't be a good thing because like your tier 1, tier 2s, your special operators, and then tier 2 is your still special operators, but specialized, and then tier 3 is your infantry, mortarmen, all that good stuff. And then I guess people like me who are just considered as mechanics, probably tier 4, but still we also have to learn how to shoot a rifle and everything else, defend ourselves or whatever. Extra special. Yes, Mike, you are extra special. This guy will be in Crocs with a cigar hanging out of his mouth and probably socks to match. I don't know. Mike has done a great job of finding stuff. I mean, he hustles. That's one thing for sure. He's hustles. If you haven't seen Mike's jerky, that sounds kind of bad. He does beef jerky too, but he bought himself a mule. Now, if you don't know what a mule is, it's from the Vietnam era. You see those little two-wheel, all-wheel drive vehicles driving around in some of the old photos or movies. You'll see the Marines use them a lot. Recoilless rifles on them, medical extraction, for going back and forth, stuff like that. But I said, we really need to get the middle class back again, because you can't really have two people working at Walmart making a good, I guess you can make a good living, but most of these jobs are considered as people in high school or going through college, right? That's what McDonald's was considered. That's what it was when I was working there. I mean, it was enough to pay my insurance and gas and make a little extra money, and then go off and find another job. How long did I work at McDonald's for? I don't know, maybe a year and a half. It was great working there the first time. You're like, oh, look at this, all the McDonald's stuff. Ooh, and after a while, you just got sick and tired of McDonald's. But I still like McDonald's. I prefer Burger King. He almost bought a Willie last week. Now, that'd be kind of cool. I think he was going to buy I think you're saying it was a Ford Willie, because if you didn't know, Fords made Willies too. So the difference between the Fords and the Chrysler ones, or International, their grills for them would go sideways. International and Chrysler or Jeep would go this way, and the Ford's grills went this way, or vice versa. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but hey, what do I know? If I remember. But yeah, I mean, there's another person selling a Willie I know of. I thought it'd be a cool Jeep to have if I could park it in the garage. But I don't think the old lady would like it too much. But it'd be cool on parades and stuff like that. Mount a 50 cal on there, of course, non-functioning. Or just take the firing pin out. Oh, it didn't run. Oh, that would suck, because that's a lot of work. But I mean, they're pretty easy to maintain. They should be a flat 4-cylinder, 60 to maybe 100 horsepower. But those things are just tanks, just like the Deuce and a Halves. If I could find a Deuce and a Half, that'd be awesome. Because I like my Deuce and a Half. The LMTVs or FMTVs or whatever they have now, $3,500. That's not bad. But I'm saving up for something special. What else? Yeah, but I mean, we need to bring back the middle class. We don't have a middle class anymore. The middle class is so shrunk, it's not even funny. As a working middle class, my parents were middle class people. They, worked hard, provided for the family. Not mean we were rich, but we survived. Couldn't get everything you wanted. It's a steal. At $3,500, yeah, that's a pretty good price. But how much work you got to put into it, right? You have to put a couple grand into it, which shouldn't be too hard. But it's always funny because the wheels. I mean, could you imagine you're getting a Jeep Willie and then putting some 19-inch wheels on there with some spinners? That'd be pretty funny. I don't think anybody really puts spinners on their cars anymore like they did back 20 years ago. Maybe some neon lights in the bottom of it. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be cool for parades for Christmas. What? You would disown me if I put 20s on there with some really cool rims? Jack it up some? That'd be hilarious. What else we got going on in the world today? Oh, what's this button? Let me see what this button is. Remove? I don't know what that is. Nope, I don't want to do any of that. That's something I don't want to hit. What else we got? Price of ammo is still high. Still hard to find. If you do find ammo, you're going to pay a pretty penny for it. For all those who are thinking Russian ammo can't be imported, so the companies that do have import license to Russia has to renew their import license every 2 years, right? Through the federal government to get the ammo from. So those who still have the import license to the Russian ammo can still import ammo. That's what I was told. So, but right, all of a sudden there's going to be a cutoff in a year and a half, 2 years. Of course, put the prices up high. Because gosh, you used to buy the Russian ammo for what? 1,000 rounds of 7.62 by 39 for $300. And get some 223 for about that same price from Russian ammo. It was good as target. Technically, any ammo you could throw downrange if you had to is still going to be, keeping heads down, protect yourself, keep surviving. For one to hell, any ammo is good ammo. 22 is probably 22 magnums as a small game hunting rifle, probably really good. I know a lot of people who store a lot of those 22s and 22 magnums, which even I have a couple 22s used. But I mean, you ever seen a 22 that hits a person? I mean, it does like a ricochet rabbit inside their body, and you get hit in the chest, they'll come out your big toe. While the bigger rounds kind of go through, except for 223 or 5.56. They kind of hit you. If they hit something, they'll kind of rattle around there a little bit because it's considered a 22. But your 308s, that just hit you and put out a big hole on the other side. What else we got? I'm trying to see. I can't really see what's going on Instagram. I can't see. The phone's turned the other way, so I couldn't see if there's anybody asking questions on that. So sorry if I can't answer any of your questions on there, but maybe post a answer after it's done. Go through it. It's kind of weird trying to do it all this with nobody else to kind of bounce stuff off of, right? If Brian was here, could bounce stuff off of him, bounce off stuff each other. And I mean questions. That's sitting on his lap. What else we got? Coffee business is going great. I mean, just this week we sold over 120 products of coffee. That's not including all the other merch stuff we have. Stuff we sell for others, we do pretty well. Sometimes we don't sell a whole lot of it. Sometimes we do. I mean, it just depends. Pricing is the big thing. If you ever notice, like, you could have really good quality, but your price is high, it's not going to sell, right? Who's going up next month? That's right, Captain Kirk, William Shatner, supposed to be going up with Jeff Bezos on his flying penis rocket. I don't know if they'll keep that same design or they actually not make it look so much like a Big Johnson. And yes, I was trying to do a little bit of from what was the name of that movie? Shag Me. Whatever. What else? Hey, if you haven't seen Ramblin' Ray Stevens, check out his podcast. He does a good podcast, local, talks about local issues, stuff like that. Try not to make it too much about political stuff, but there's so much in the thing, especially like the Border Patrol with their horses, right? The Border Patrol's on horses. They do a great job, but the media narrated it to look like they're being whipped. And they're not whips. They're the reins. And if you watch the whole video, it doesn't even come close to the guy. The guy's got one hand on the person and the other hand on the reams. I mean, come on. I mean, you get the wall done. Don't have to worry about this. Almost like an invasion, almost, right? I mean, so many resources are going up to the south. It's not even funny. Thank you, Paul. So what, Texas just, I think really should just get some more National Guardsmen down there to help hold the line. I mean, you got the Border Patrol, the sheriffs of Texas. I can't remember, DPS or something like that. Or they technically, I don't know if they're really Rangers, right? Texas Rangers. They're probably helping out too. but just so many, we're depleting resources down there for people that are coming up, not legally, like my parents, right? Most of us who are second or third generation from foreign countries had to go through the whole system, go get the visa or whatever it is, or marry into an American and come here legally and get stuff, done the legal way, right? And you become an American, you wave your flag, and here in America. I mean, I don't ever really remember my grandparents really having like an Italian flag. I mean, we were Italian, but heck, if you go in the house, you'd know you're Italian, right? Got the espresso machine, got the little espresso mocha, Italian food. Thanksgiving, it's more like we always had turkey, but we always had pasta too, or some sort of pasta dish. What else? I'm not going to say you shouldn't celebrate your nationality, but we're all Americans, right? Most of us were born here or came here for a reason. Americans, right? The land of opportunity, right? I mean, look, we started this company up with our own money and we built it. I mean, we look like we're huge, but there's only two of us running it. And, we're doing okay, but we're not like rolling in money like McDuck or something. And if you've ever been to Korea, especially at Camp Hovey and Casey, and any of those who remember that, what was the name of the town? But there's a place called McDuck, and it had one of the best burgers you ever had in your life. I mean, to this day, I still dream about that burger. It was one of the best burgers I ever had in there in Korea. Up there by second, Ichino, God, I can't remember the name of it. Oh, well, whatever it is, those who've been there know. I mean, most of us that have been overseas, not too many of us get to see the nice parts unless you're 8th Army. But most of us that were in second ID, there's nice areas and there's shitty areas, right? Every country has good areas and shitty areas. A couple fell off. Next time I need some coffee bags, closing brand thing. What? Oh. Yeah. So what's weird about it, these things, they're stick, but they'll fall off, or because, it's just a tin tie, right? Put it here. You can take it off, take it on. I've seen it where they lost their stickiness and replaced them. Yes, Mike, the black things. The long 7-inch black thing. It's called the tin tie. For whatever reason, I mean, most companies use those. Not like we put glue on them or anything like that. They're just got some glue on it already. You slap it on there, give it a little push on there. I mean, I don't know how many, thousands of these things we have done, especially when we used to print the old labels. I mean, we used to print it on our printer and just go through paper like crazy. Now we have Devil Dog Arms out of Geneva. One of their divisions, you would say, makes the labels for us. So they do a great job, get them done fast for us. So now we just got to peel and slap it on there. And it just makes it so much easier. And it looks so much nicer too. I mean, Bob over there did a great job of designing this. I think this is our third or fourth different design we've had in our coffee bags as we grow. Because when you first start out, you don't have much money. So trying to do everything to keep the costs low. Now that we're making some money and found they gave us a good price. So if you haven't seen, go to Devil Dog Arms. They make a lot of 1911 45s and 9mm and ARs. And it's weird, right in Geneva. I mean, you wouldn't think of it, but they do. It's pretty cool. I bought one, been happy with it. But right, everybody, yeah, yes, they do get jacked up. We all kind of dropped the ball when we did 70 bags. Yeah. Spent all the monies last week. Well, I hope he sold all the coffee. I don't remember you buying mid-70 that time. I mean, we get people coming here from our other core spice. They sell our coffee. We sell their spices. Um, uh, Mike with Charlie Mike's beef jerky. You know, we sell his stuff at different events. If they're not going to be there, we'll take their stuff with us. Just like with the popcorn too, we take their stuff with us. But they're going to be there at the event. We're not going to sell their product, right? Because we'll undercut them by $1 just to win. No, we won't. But Alpha Outpost, you know, we get a lot of their products. People are like, hey, can you save this knife set for me? Like, if you don't buy it now, I can't guarantee it's going to be here next week, because what we get from them is what we get from them. And it's getting a little harder to get stuff from them. So hopefully we can get on their good list and get a couple extras from Omar. Or do I have to talk to Demi? Let's see. Yeah, but all in all, I mean, here is going great. I mean, we can't complain. Even if Guncraft Beer, we got a couple other signs up. If you haven't had Guncraft Beer, they're out of Barrington. Is it North Barrington? I can't remember right now. But they're a local brewery. They do really good beers. And the one owner, there's two brothers that run it. The one actually works for DSA Arms. He's the owner of DSA Arms. So they do a lot of FALs, ARs, does a massive amount of FALs. I mean, he's sold them to foreign countries, armies. I mean, they got a pretty good operation. I mean, magazines, I'm not much of an FAL guy. I'm more of a, set me. The one I do have, the set me, which I really enjoy. But getting parts for some of these older guns, especially if you have like an original AR-180, you're not going to really shoot that too much. The parts are really hard to find. Put that off the side, it's more of a collector's now, right? Like M1 Grands, M1 carbines, you got those people making, well, M1 Grand you can still find a lot of parts for. M1 carbines you still find a lot of parts for. So you got them. And if anybody, you held an M1 Grand, heavy, but really accurate. M1 carbines they're fun. They're lightweight, 30 cal rounds, right? And they're fun to shoot. Right? That's one of the first things I ever learned how to shoot. It looks like a toy gun, but it isn't. You know what I mean? This here, as being a replica, has got the weight. I mean, the magazine does come out. There's nothing to it. I mean, no spring. So you get everything. You can cock it. So since it is considered a machine gun back in the day, it's open bolt, right? So you would do that. The safety's right here, just a push button safety. These are stamped. So they're kind of cool. You kind of sit here with the magazine and push it towards you. Some people say it helps feed better, but I mean, you can do this. That's all it does. I mean, it's even got the orange little tip on here, right? To show you that it's not real. It was funny because when I had this in the back of my vehicle, I'm like, oh, great. I'll just get pulled over by a trooper. Oh, and if you're ever in LeClaire, Iowa, be careful. Got a speeding ticket there on 80. Going inbound on 80 from LeClaire, going over the Mississippi. I get a ticket for doing, I was doing 13 over, but I got a speeding ticket off of camera. Could have debated it, but it wasn't going to go on my record, so I just paid the $75 and do it. But, could debate it, could say, hey, has this thing been calibrated, right? It's supposed to be calibrated every day. Could you see who the driver is? Because if I didn't want to get a lawyer, I just paid it. Now I know when to be caution. As my brother said, didn't you check Waze? I'm like, well, no, I didn't do that because I was following the other GPS. In Cedar Falls, oh, that sucks. Yeah, I mean, I usually do just a little bit over. I don't know. Maybe I was passing somebody up. No, I wasn't. From what correctly seen the video, I wasn't passing anybody up. I was kind of. But hey, it is what it is. I got too much money for toys. Well, it is a toy, really. I mean, really, if you think about it, it's just a big paperweight. But we'll have it displayed here at the shop. I think it'd be kind of cool for people to come in and see, like, hey, here's the thing. Pick it up. I mean, if you've been to our shop, you notice that it's not like other shops, right? I don't care if you have concealed carry, come on in. You want to wear a mask or don't want to wear a mask, I don't care. Most people are like, do I have to wear a mask? And they just like rip it right off. Like, ooh, I can breathe again. I'm like, yeah, well. I mean, I already got the corona. I heard of stupid things like, you just called in yesterday. You came back to work and you said you had a case of corona. I'm like, yeah, I had a case of corona the night before, and didn't feel like coming to work. I didn't have the coronavirus. I thought that was pretty funny. Well, could you have been driving, Amanda? Maybe it was Olivia driving. Who knows? Maybe I had Gracie at the steering wheel. My mom just came on. She's saying, hi, son. So, I don't know. I wasn't going to argue about the stupid speeding ticket because, I don't know, spend the money on a lawyer or spend money on something else. But I think you could pretty much fight it because you could not see the driver of the vehicle with their cameras. And there's always a loophole in something you can always find. As you know, this weekend we're not doing any shows, so Sunday is the day of rest, which I could use. Last night we did Mike, I got your Christmas present already saved. Big old Italian sausage. I know how much you like that. What else we got? I don't know. I'm just kind of trying to kill some time. Go for a few more minutes maybe and take off. Head home. Do a little bit of work. Maybe jump in the inflatable hot tub. Is it still too hot out there? I don't know what the temperature is. I haven't looked. I was outside for a few minutes. It was really nice out there. We have 2 pieces of coal here. Yes, the 2 pieces of coal is for the kids for their Christmas present. Mike can take that. I mean, that's not Mike's special gift. Wonder how hard it is to start that on fire. Well, we got a lot of good comments going on. And what else? Hey, don't forget, we got these awesome mugs here, travel mugs. Keep your hot stuff hot. And then what's really nice, you pop it off. Don't worry about the piece of paper in there. They'll keep your hot stuff hot. But when you're washing them, right, you just pop that little middle piece out, and you can clean the insides, right? You pop it back in, fill it up, clean, good to hook. We don't have any more of the white mugs, but we got the gray mugs. So any of those who have white mugs are collectors now. They might be worth something in about 1,000 years. The coffee labels are collector's items. I'm just saying it because it sounds good. And don't forget Space Force Devil Dog. As most people know or don't know, our coffee is really smooth, less acidic, easy on the tummy, and $1 of everything we sell goes to veterans and first responders. So just like over the past 4 years we've been doing this, we've done over $40,000 in donations. This year we're hoping to beat our last year's donations, and just keep it going because that's what we're doing this to do a lot of donations. To help other veteran companies, organizations that are helping veterans and first responders. Like Canine for Veterans, and the King County Canine Unit, helping them out. And then we'll do something with the fire department and another police thing and stuff like that. So don't forget, use GBC10 as a code. Place your order. So most of the time, if you place your order, it'll be out the next day. Unlike what happened about a week and a half ago, we had some orders that were waiting because we had to wait for more K-Cups to get here. Roasted them up real quick, sent them out, and the guy who does K-Cup, our co-packer, did it really fast. They did a really great job out there that we use. Turned it around really fast for us. Alaska. Very nice. Thank you, Tom. Alaska. One day I'd like to go up to Alaska. I know another friend of ours, friend that went up there. I think he spent about 2 weeks up there doing some hunting. I think he was hunting moose and did some fishing. I just like to go up there and I like to see what it looks like. I don't know, by boat or I don't know, boat would be the best way of doing it. Going up to Alaska. Never done a boat cruise. Was supposed to a couple years ago. And then the engine room caught on fire, and that kind of ruined the plans. It was supposed to be a Christmas thing for the family when we were in California. My parents lived in California. Now they don't. They got moved out of that state. Good for them. They moved out to Iowa, so it makes it easier for us to head out there from Illinois. Always thought about everything went to hell. Pack everything up, head out to Iowa. Kind of secluded, but there's a lot of good hunting out there, fishing. Glad you're enjoying the coffee in Alaska. Thank you for your support. And I think we did a bunch of shipping out to California and Texas just the last month. Said as soon as something gets ordered, we're right on it. Very next day or that same day. It depends if the mailman comes or doesn't. If the mailman comes, I'll wait till the next day to do the order. But if the mailman hasn't come, just like I did today, just came in 2 minutes ago. The mailman came in. He was cool. He sat around for about a few minutes. We talked while I was getting the order ready and shipped it out. So I guess you could say we ship pretty fast. Oh, the oil fields. Yeah, I forgot. They got a lot of oil fields there, up there in Alaska. But I believe most of that oil gets piped down and goes to Japan because the oil there is got all sulfur in it or something like that. I think. I'm not sure. I remember hearing that years ago, but things could have changed, right? I mean, you think we would have better plants that would do that kind of stuff here, right? But EPA regulations. Of course, we got to follow all that, but third world, well, I'm not going to say all third world countries, but places like India, China, I mean, just throwing their trash out in the ocean, they don't give a fuck. But as we're trying to do recycling and all that crap, I mean, then when they say, oh, you recycle stuff, yes, I've done it. You throw something in there, it can't get recycled, and gets thrown out in the dump. I mean, you think we would have a better way of having all these dumps, but you can't incinerate everything because it's a lot of trash. And then all those incinerators got to be special and special air cleaning and stuff like that. But in other countries, they throw their trash and people are going through it and they just dump it in the ocean. I can't believe how many plastic islands there are out there. Just so many. I think you just get like a couple boats and just line up a big rope and just push it all in the one end. Give it back to China. And if you didn't know, this is episode 50 of Coffee and Bullshit. I know we haven't done it every week, especially during the summer months. If we're both doing shows, it's kind of hard for us. But I try to do those short little ones, 10, 15 minutes of showing where we're at and doing. Make it short, sweet, quick. And it was kind of cool. I guess last weekend, a friend of ours from high school stopped in. We haven't seen Danielle in a long time. She lives in the area, but that's cool. Always liked her parents. Her brother was always cool. Always hung around with her brother. Never really hung around with too many people in my own class. It was like people down below us or above us. Still hang around with a couple people from, shit. No, not really. I don't really hang out. Brian was a year behind me, so his brother was in my same class, but I always hung around more with Brian. It's just a group of different friends, right? Then I met a guy today who was a class of 90 from Batavia, and he played football, and he knew a lot of the same people from Geneva, like Jay and Ray and a couple of those guys that played football. I guess Geneva football team is doing good. I don't know. I really haven't followed local sports because none of my kids are in it. They're young, so they don't play any sports. But on that note, I am going to, we've been here for 50 minutes. I think that's good for coffee and bullshit. A lot of good questions. Jay, thank you. Good that you're on. Still kicking. If you don't know Jay, he does a lot of dog training stuff out there in New Jersey. I got one of my best buds out there, New Jersey, Niall. Served with him in Korea. We were both in second FSB together, both mechanics. I haven't heard from him in a while. But hey, so I'll get going here, shut everything down, go home, and maybe accomplish one or two things. Maybe. Or just do it all tomorrow. Especially where the hot tub's at. I got to get that, maybe put another layer of bricks there so I can push it over into the tent and then cover the tent up. And as she says, it would look like Sanford and Son. But I thought it'd look pretty cool, right? It won't be heated, but the hot tub will be protected from the cold, not extreme cold, but I could maybe want to jump in there when it's like below zero. I thought it'd be kind of cool. Trident K9. That's who he works for. So if you need their help, give them a call. They're like Ghostbuster. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Not a very good singer. All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Dang it. She did catch me. 63 Sierra. Yep. Hey, I'm right with you, bro. That was 63 Sierra, too. Now it's like 91 Alpha or Bravo. I don't know what it is. But you're right. 63B. Hey, we worked on their shit, and they worked on our shit. We all worked together. As long as it had wheels, we worked on it. And sometimes if it had track, we wanted to work on it, like a little bit. Did a little work on 113s. But your Hemmets, your Super Hets, your Humvees, 5 tons Deuces, the family of FMTVs. I mean, we worked on all that stuff. It didn't matter. Of course, we were 10 level, right? We considered parts changers. But sometimes we did 20 level work too. Especially if we were confident enough to do it, we would do it. Or borrow something from the 20 level guys. All right, so everybody, hey, have a great weekend. Keep your head on a swivel. God bless America, and I'll talk to everybody later. Episode 51. Maybe we'll do it. No, not next weekend. Maybe next weekend. Who knows? We'll see. All right, everybody have a great weekend. Thank you.